Hello everybody, this is Frogs Master 595, and today we're going to be talking about something. Buttons. And yes, these buttons. These yellow buttons, very yellow buttons, very yellow buttons. And yeah, we're going to be talking about these yellow buttons. It doesn't matter that they're yellow though. We're going to be talking about them though. Something about these buttons that Gemmy did wrong. Yes. Well, they didn't really mess up with the buttons, but they kind of messed up with where the buttons went. But not necessarily buttons themselves. But, yeah, where they went and where the wires went. So, yeah, and this is basically, this is with frogs, dancing hamsters, moving monkeys, country pigs and roadhogs, I guess, but theirs are usually better. Yeah, those ones usually don't have problems, and then there's a reason too. But, yeah. So, I guess let's get started. So, alright, so, with these buttons here, Gemmy actually messed something up that they actually do better with now, which is shocking, because all their things that they make now are, like, not as good as the things they made before. For the most part, there is some Halloween stuff, I guess, but with their other things, like their Christmas stuff that they make now, you know, it's not as good as the old days, obviously. Got our PPAP Santas and our dabbing Santas and all those Whip It, Nay Nay things, animatronics. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, the buttons on those are actually really good. But on these frogs and dancing hamsters, moving monkeys, and yeah, country pigs and roadhogs, I guess. Wasn't really as bad with them, but still, I guess them, we can count them. They weren't doing as good. Now, that is mainly because of the way that the frogs, where they put, like, the frogs' wires, basically. It was not in a good spot, because these legs, they kind of, like, go up like this, and then the wires, they kind of go up too, which isn't really that good. I mean, it's fine, but it's not that good, as we can see. See? I may have been able to turn it on, but I can't turn it off. See? The button's bad. Been clicking on it a bunch of times, pushing on it, not working, so yeah, and then on this. That's with my mic. There. And then here. Him, it's a little bit better, but that's just because it probably wasn't, like, pressed as much. I don't know. But as you can see here, yeah, it didn't exactly take, just one try to turn it on and to turn it off. He actually did happen to turn on with the first click. Push, click, push, same thing. But, you see, this is the little problem that Gemmy did here. They just messed the button up. Because of the way they put the skin on, the way the wires were here. And with the moving monkeys, it's even worse because their feet are so flat. They're way flatter than a frog's foot. So it makes it even worse because then the wires somehow have to, like, slip through that skinny little skin of it, and it's just worse. And plus those feet are more floppy. And the frog's feet, yeah, they're floppy, but they're nowhere near as floppy as the moving monkey's feet. And the dancing hamsters, they have the problem too. I've already said that they have the problem, but, you know, one of the reasons, and it's probably the only reason really, but just the foot on them, they're just, it's so small, and the wire doesn't have as much room to go to the button, I guess that would be the thing that makes their buttons get bad too. So mainly it's about the wire, not really where the button itself is, because the button, should be here, or on the hand, but yeah, it's mainly just about this wire that has to go in these weird, shapes, I guess, to loop up like this. Just go all the way up and down. It's not as good, and then the wire has to squeeze through a flat area and get through a small, little plush foot of a hamster, so it's more tough. Now, with the country pigs and roadhogs, obviously their feet are basically the same. The color just might be different of them, but that doesn't change anything. It's better with them because, unlike with the frogs here, their feet are kind of out like this. Let me show. Like that. Right? It's like that. But the thing that makes it better like that is because, for one thing, that makes this entire, leg, it would make their entire leg flat, and this part would just be up. So, the wire only has to go up just a little bit. Not a whole lot like this, because the leg is bigger, but just a little bit, and then the button's right there. But it has all this space. It'd be completely flat, like a country pig's leg is. It's just completely flat. And it has room, because the leg isn't super skinny, so it's better. So, with country pigs and roadhogs, it's not that bad, but with frogs and moving monkeys and dancing hamsters, it's kind of worse. With dogs, I think it's okay, but yeah, so Gemmy, back then, Gemmy, they may have made cool items that sing cool songs and do cool dances, but the buttons with them, they're just not as good. Country pigs, roadhogs, turtle dancers, dogs, those four are fine. The turtle dancers do the best with it, though. Country pigs and roadhogs can still have bad buttons, because there could still be, a country pig that has a leg that's a little too skinny, maybe, or the leg is just a little more in, a weird shape. And with dogs, their feet are, I guess, they don't really have much of a leg on the dogs, I think. Yeah, not really, so with them, it's kind of rough for them too. And the dog's buttons do actually get more worn out. Luckily mine is okay, but again, probably because it wasn't used a lot. So yeah, if it's not used a lot, you'll be lucky, but there's so many frogs and Gemmy items from 2004 to about 2008 or 9 that have these problems. Well, 2001 actually, because the dancing hamsters. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to explain. Why these buttons are bad. Why they have these problems. It's mainly just because of the way that the wire is. I don't know, maybe you didn't think about it that way. Maybe you didn't think that that's how they could be bad, but maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. Hopefully you did. Everything that I said, that's what I'm sure of. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think. That's the only real thing you could think of as to why button would be like that, just because of the way that the legs are. Because that's where the wire obviously is, because the button is on the leg, so. Or the foot, not the leg. If it were on the leg, I think that'd be even worse. But maybe not, then the wire doesn't have to go out as much. Nah. I'm getting into territory that's a little too deep, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe I should continue going on as usual. I think I won't. Well, at least there are items now at better buttons. Which is true. They are better. They are better. You, never see a Gemmy item button that's modern that's worn out. At least most of the time. Well, thanks for watching this video, I guess. I appreciate it. And it's cool. Cool video. With frogs here, it shows these three because, for example, they have bad buttons. You get it? Funny? Alright, maybe not. Well, guess what, guys? Peace.